What is up, guys? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. What is up? I know I'm wearing some eccentric colors right now, orange and blue, but you know what it is. You know what time it is. I'm a New York Nick. I'm a New Yorker, born and raised. I love this city and state. I am New York all the way. Born in Long Island. Actually, I was raised, the building I grew up in as a baby up until like third grade, Trump's mother was like 2 floors above me, and like she combined like two apartments together. My parents have been telling me that since I was like a little kid, even before this guy became what he is, president. But I think she passed away when I was like 2 years old. So it's not like I met her. My parents did. My parents said they've seen her many times. Obviously, they only live 2 floors above. She only lived 2 floors above. Anyways, I digress. So today's video, I'm going to be talking about something that I wish someone made a video on before. And I know there probably is a video on it, but that's okay. I'm going to make my own video because I know a lot of people are sort of in the same journey, same level as me. I was born Muslim, but I consider myself a revert because I was never really religious. And I never really took the religion that seriously. I learned how to pray when I was younger, took Arabic classes and all that, went to the mosque, Ramadan. My family's obviously Muslim, so, growing up, you learn a lot just by being in the religion. But I would not consider myself very religious growing up or an expert by any means. But, long story short, I wanted to talk about 3 different types of people that should consider becoming Muslim, right? And you can probably find yourself fitting into one of these categories. And if not, maybe it's not for you. It's not for everyone. Although it is technically for everyone, not everyone is really meant to be Muslim. If you know what I mean. I don't know if I explained that correctly, but so I'll just get started right away in talking about who should become Muslim. And I would say number 1 person that should become Muslim is someone we would like to call the truth seeker, right? The person always seeking truth, seeking knowledge, seeking the secrets of the universe. So, and I would kind of consider myself in this category because I was not, I was seeking truth. That was my whole thing, right? And although I was seeking truth, not within like the whole universe and stuff, I would when I had an existential crisis, I actually became very afraid of death, and I was seeking truth of what happens after death. But I didn't find Islam at that point, but I did seek truth in trying to find which religion is the correct religion. I didn't care at all about, what my parents believed. I didn't care at all about, what I'm biased about. I'm not going to spend my 24 hours a day practicing a religion or living within a religion that I don't truly believe, right? So I have to do my research. That's just who I am. So if you're that person, but okay, this is something that actually got me annoyed today. I have this one, and I want to give him grace. I don't want to be like harsh, but I have this one friend who is a pastor, and he's a close friend of mine. I still consider him a friend. I've tried texting him a few times ever since I moved. And the thing is, every time I ask him about Christianity or talk about Christianity, we could talk for hours. I listen to pretty much everything he says. I'm interested learning truth. The minute I text him something about Islam or whatever, he just stops responding. Like, I'm telling you, I gave this guy I gave this guy a free TV that was mine since I was a kid when I was moving away, just because I liked him so much. And I could have gone without the TV, so I just decided I would give it to him. I could have sold it too, but he taught me so much about Christianity, right? But when I talk about Islam with him, it's no response, but that's okay. It's not like I was trying to, I was tying it back with Christianity. And I know he wanted to learn about Islam, so I was like, okay, let me share some of mine. But so that's someone I would consider not a truth seeker. although you can say he was seeking truth within Christianity, right? And like learning Christianity, you know, he went to school for it, and studied. He's a pastor. He studied, you know, obviously Christianity very deeply. But I wouldn't consider him a truth seeker because he's not really seeking truth about any other religion. Like talking to him about, like, when I remember when I would talk to him about Islam, he really didn't know what he was talking about. There's so many contradictory things, wrong things, mistakes he was saying. So I just realized he never even gave Islam a chance. It's just, you know, he comes from a family of Christians, you know, where he's from is Christian. So I'm not surprised, but that's just someone I wouldn't consider a truth seeker. So, you know, that's just an example of what isn't. But what is someone who's looking for the answers, whether they like it or not. They just want the truth, right? Even if, you know, they spent their whole life not liking Islam, if it's the truth, it's the truth. They're not gonna. That's what they want to find, right? So that's the second type of person who should convert to Islam. The first person who should convert to Islam. The second type of person is also a little bit of me, and I'm sure a lot of people, if you're clicking on this video, you'll relate to this, but I relate to this as well. Someone's looking for structure and discipline. Now, I like to tell people that Islam, becoming a Muslim, it's not to become disciplined and to become structured, right? Those are byproducts of the religion. Obviously, that's what God wanted for us, right? That's why we pray. That's why we do all this. But you don't become a Muslim for structure and discipline. Ooh, I'm getting a DoorDash. I'm going to take this. I'll take this. Okay. Well, I guess long story short, you know what? I might just drive it. Okay. Well, either way, let me. So, put on my seatbelt. So that's the second type of person, you know, someone who wants structure and discipline, right? When you see a lot of people, like in the UFC especially, and they have so much structure and discipline, and they're like, you know, you could tell. So, and now I'm gonna talk to you guys about the third type of person who should become a Muslim, and that's sorry, I have my notes here. That's okay, so that's the person who wants a relationship with God. And this is also, I know I keep saying that, but this is also me. I see people like speaking to God, talking to God, wanting a relationship with God, but I never had that like sort of desire in me, and until recently, and then sort of learning about the Prophet Muhammad and seeing how he feared no one but God, and how close his connection was with God. And I was like, and then at first I was thinking, you know, I'm not jealous, but I'm like, you know, that's something I would aspire to. But then I realized being Muslim means you're a follower of Prophet Muhammad, and you try to follow what his teachings are and become like him, right? So I was like, okay, I could just be like that, and that inspired me to become a Muslim. Anyways, I gotta go back to work, do DoorDash. I wanted to make this video because why not? Go Knicks. I'll see you guys next time.